Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Jerusalem News TV, the radio edition. My name's Ronnie Isaiah. I'm hosting, and your co-host is with us today, David Kilimnick. David, how you doing, my man?
Thank God. Thank God.
Baruch Hashem.
How are you doing?
It's nice to have you here in the studio.
It's been a really good week. It's been a really good week.
We missed you. We heard you did a knockout show tonight.
Can I in a hurry?
David Kilimnick, the premier comedian, original Jerusalem comedian, here live.
Sounds like you're mocking me.
Not at all.
Sounds like you're mocking.
If I was mocking, I'd say the only Jerusalem comedian, not the oldest.
The oldest.
Jerusalem. The oldest meaning not that you're older than everybody else, but you started the trend here in Jerusalem. You were the first one to tell a joke in Israel, in Jerusalem.
I cannot take credit for that.
Okay.
Cannot. There have been many comedians before my time. But it's a good time for comedy. It really is. A lot of Israelis are out there laughing now, trying to just relax.
Thanks for that.
Like we're doing right now.
That's good. That's the mood we wanted to set for our audience. Well, if I could just ask the audience to please wake up. Stay with us here. We're going to report the news for the week of August 11th, 2014.
Yeah. August 11th. There's Turkish Airlines is reducing activity in Israel. This is on Ynet. Ynet.news. News.com.
I never was a big fan of turkey meatballs. My grandmother would make them, and they just had a funny taste to them.
Well, I hear what you're saying. And they try to bring that to Israel. I don't understand why that activity's coming into the Holy Land. The Turkish. You have Turkish ancestry.
We don't, only with the Turkish meatballs inside of the some of the menu, but that's as far as it goes. We don't have any family from Istanbul or anything like that. But there is a lot of news coming out of Turkey. Business Insider says throughout Israel's military operation in Gaza, Turkish Prime Minister Tayyip Erdogan appeared committed to outdoing himself in his hyperbolic, and that's where it just goes ... and you have to click on it to go into the story.
Hyperbole.
Yeah. I mean, who wants to know anymore? Who has a name of Tayyip? That's Tayy. That's Tayyip. Who names their kid Tayyip?
Say what you want about Turkey, but it's that name that's really just dumb. If you want people to take your country seriously, then don't name your kids Tayyip.
I understand what you're saying. You know what? Matzo balls, love them. Turkey balls, hate them.
But Tayyip loves turkey balls.
Is it Tayyip?
Oh, you're talking about turkey balls. I'm talking about Turkey, the country. There's Turkish Airlines reducing. I'm not a big fan of Turkey coming to Israel the way things stand. So, maybe reduce the activity. I'm happy with that.
I'm all for reducing activity. One of the activities I think that should be reduced, and this is a headline from Jerusalem Post, is the gas. The gas has to be reduced from those turkey balls. And the report is, Turkey forbids completion of gas deal with Israel. He said, Tayyip, no deal for gas with Israel until Hamas finishes their mission, or there's no more conflict, whichever comes first.
So if they don't give in to this, then Hamas will not finish their mission.
There will be no gas deal. There will be. First of all, we don't need gas from turkey balls. When we have matzo balls with griven. Have you ever had a matzo ball with griven?
No, I don't even.
Griven it's a little piece of chicken skin that gets fried with onion and garlic and then stuck in the middle of the matzo ball. It's a very happy ending, is what it is to the matzo ball. And you'll never forget it if you've had it. Obviously, you haven't had it. Oh, so you have had it. Oh, pardon me.
You don't even know how to speak.
Because you're referring to the plural, grivenous. I was referring to one, griven.
Oh, that's all you ate.
That's all I could take.
Yeah, I mean, our family, if you're going to do it, isn't grivenous, that's usually with, onions also? They mix that in with the fat and all that stuff?
Absolutely.
I do that all the time. I just take fatty stuff and just, fry it.
That's why we don't need turkey balls, because turkey balls are healthier. There's much less.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
He said on CNN, the Turkish Prime Minister, Erdogan, So he's probably not even from Turkey.
You're talking about Tayyip.
Tayyip? Yeah, Tayyip. Tayyip.
Why do you call him Tayyip like a B? It's Yip.
Tayyip.
There's a Yip there on the east.
It's just offensive. It's offensive. Tayyip, yeah. He receps. Tayyip receps Erdogan.
That's his name.
Erdogan. I can't. You know something? We're not gonna move far on peace talks if I cannot pronounce your name.
We don't have to. It's fresh news. 3 hours ago, he won the presidency again.
He did.
He's in for a while.
He's in for a while on the. Okay.
Turkey balls are on the menu.
In Turkey, but he called. I can't believe that this guy called Israel a terror. Israel is a terror state. Which between us, Ron, I think that it kind of is true, and that's why we have to kick Hamas out. We have to kick out the whatever PLO terrorist stuff is going on, and all the stuff connected, and yeah.
Right, he was saying this as he was writing a cashier's check to Hamas. He was saying how Israel is the terrorist. Right, we can really trust this guy. He's about as far as we can throw him. Anyway. Turkish news, he's the president. They voted him in. The majority of people there love his anti-Israel, Jew-hating rhetoric.
Awesome. So at least he has a good platform.
He has what to stand on.
That's how people vote in other countries now. What are your platforms for change in Israel? Oh, yes, we're going to kick the Jews out of there. Oh, great, we're with you, sir. I think we have our new president.
17 Arab nations will stand and give a standing ovation for that.
Oh, they love it. Just what is your plan for Israel? Did you hear this one? That Hamas's combat manual was captured by the Israeli Defense Forces. Big news, and basically they've been trying to decipher it since, as it was written in Arabic. And basically, some of the stuff that they discussed were urban warfare. That was the main aspect discussed, and 2 truths were exposed in the manual. Number one, the terror group knows full well that the IDF will do what it can to limit civilian casualties.
They know that Hamas knows that Israel is restraining themselves and being as mild as possible with their aggression.
Yes.
So, and that's part of their user's manual.
Yeah.
Don't worry, they're probably rubber bullets.
Exactly. Oh yeah. Don't worry, they're rubber bullets, and don't worry, it will hit the kid.
Beautiful.
That was the first one. And number 2, the terror group exploits these efforts by using civilians as human shields against advancing IDF forces. See, a lot of people used to, back in the day, what they would do is they would, like, let's say there was a tank coming at them, like they would, run one way, whatever, maybe try to shoot at it, take a huge, bomb of them, missile of their own to try to shoot at the coming, the approaching vehicle. But here, what they've decided, this new way of doing it, Hamas has found this brilliant way where you take a child and you just throw it at. It's a better weapon.
Well, how far can you lob a child? I mean, it would have to be almost like an infant, even a fetus, to really get more than 20, 30 yards out of it. Unless you've really been working out, chucking the kids.
Yeah.
And then, then.
Well, they've been tossing them around a lot. They've been doing that. So they do have, like, pretty good arms over there.
So we're on the subject of Hamas. That's what we're talking about now on Jerusalem News TV, the radio edition.
Jerusalem News TV.
That was the sound bite from our co-host, David Kilimnick.
Thank you, everybody. I'm here with Ron, Isaiah, the #1 producer over here in Jerusalem.
I can't believe the National Post, they put up, 7 hours ago, they put up this article, Hamas slams loser, quote unquote, loser Netanyahu as Gaza fighting resumes. They're sending fighting resumes to Netanyahu, and they feel that he's a loser because he's not giving them work based on their...
Wait, fighting resumes?
Oh, you know what? That's Gaza fighting resumes. That's not resumes. I'm sorry about that. That's resumes. That should be part of our...
Is that even news anymore?
Well, it is, I guess, when there's a ceasefire going on.
But there's always but the ceasefire basically ceasefire means that you're not supposed to shoot back.
Ceasefire means you're going to take a break from the shooting. Absolutely.
But you're taking a break. But the ceasefires have not been. Hamas has not taken any breaks.
Well, that was a term that you actually coined, a phrase that you coined, which was dual unilateral ceasefire, which I think has caught international press's attention. They're using it now all over the place to describe what's going on with the relationship that Israel and Hamas have going on. There's a ceasefire, and it was unilateral from both sides. It was a dual unilateral ceasefire. It's very catchy term you coined.
I do what I can. I give what I can to the art of the world of press, and that's what I do. Any time. Thank you, Ron. Thank you for noting my.
So in headlines on Hamas, we'll stay on Hamas for a couple more minutes. The Christian Science Monitor, one of those highly acclaimed news sources for religious groups, they put here in their article that Israel and Hamas agree to an Egyptian brokered ceasefire. So they're saying
Egypt's making money off of this.
72-hour ceasefire proposal, and they're just now reporting on it. It's already started, but they're just now reporting that Egypt has something to do with the brokering of it. So they're a little bit behind the Christian Science Monitor, but the idea is basically that Bibi claims they're not going to talk to Hamas at all about any kind of ceasefire while Hamas is still firing on Israel.
Oh, this is like a new thing.
This is a new thing. This is a new area of restraint and mild force that's being used now. Not only we're going to not shoot at you anymore, but we're not going to talk with you while you're shooting at us.
Okay, so it's kind of like, okay, fine. Like, how is okay? Wait, you're shooting right now. Just give it a second. Give it a second. Okay. Now, what did you want to say?
Up, but we're shooting again.
Okay, so it's going, and we want. Okay, there's. So it's kind of hard to break the words in the middle of the shooting that's coming at you, but that's Israel. That's Israel, Ron. That is where Israel shines. The ability to talk to people in the middle of the shooting, not while shooting is happening.
3-word bursts. Matarote.
That's why they speak so fast.
That's why they speak so fast, and with hand gestures. The hand gestures give it away. You don't even need to say anything with certain hand gestures.
Oh yeah, that full-fingered thingy that kind of flicking the birdie with all your whole hand to people.
Well, we don't want to paint any pictures for the Wall Street Journal is reporting also on this Hamas situation. They write, Israel Palestinians again trade fire as Gaza death toll hits, blah, blah, blah. But notice that the Wall Street Journal has to throw in the word trade. To them, it's a market. Israel Palestinian again trade fire.
It's a deal.
Yeah. At a 5% increase over current earnings. Something like that is where the point of view of the Wall Street Journal.
Of course, like always, just painting that whole picture, if we're talking about painting pictures of the Jews making more money off of the deal, and that's where in the Wall Street Journal with their whole left-wing slant, something. Let's just stop blaming the Jews for making money off of war.
Right. Let's just all buy those stocks. It's an IPO. It's an initial Palestinian offering, and the Wall Street Journal is looking to make a buck here, there, wherever they can. Al Jazeera is also reporting.
I always wait for the Al Jazeera quote. I really look forward to that part on our news.
They quote. Let me quote their article. Fighting between Israel and Hamas. Israeli now killed at least 1,914 Palestinians, including at least 7 people in Gaza. So what they're claiming on Al Jazeera. Did you like that, by the way? That
it sounded like you just.
It was a little Italianish.
Did something come out there when you?
I'll have to check, but as far as I can see in this headline, fighting
Is
between.
is that how like the people from Arab speaking countries talk to you?
I didn't want to make it too
they're
Arabic for
constipated?
the sake of our. They are. They're uptight.
That's how they sound.
That's how they've up with so much oil. If you stick a charcoal piece of coal up in there, you get a diamond, and you know what that turns into? It turns into oil.
How does that work? I'm
Nature.
still questioning this.
Nature. Charcoal turns into diamonds, turns into oil. Don't ask me, but you can ask my science teacher. Fighting between Israel and Hamas has now killed at least 1,914 Palestinians, and then they say including at least 7 people in Gaza. So what they're saying basically is maybe 1,907 of those people were not in Gaza when it comes to the fighting between Israel and Hamas.
Interesting.
So that's Al Jazeera painting another picture for us. And you know what? Maybe it's time to get the topic turned away from Gaza, because there's a war going on and we don't want to bum people out.
Well, this is interesting. Now, I'm moving slowly away. 84% of Israelis, and why not? This is quoted that 84% are boycotting Turkey. Survey conducted that Gaza conflict reveals 66% of Israelis canceled or postponed their summer vacations. Only 4% believe Israelis can still visit Turkey despite security situation. Are they boycotting, or is Turkey not allowing them in?
I think that what they're really boycotting is the double down. When they're in the Turkish casino and they get, let's say, 2 jacks or 2 sevens, they won't split and double down. They're boycotting the split with the double down as a way of just voicing their opinion against what Turkey's doing, which is the same thing they've done all along, basically.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, no, that's my pleasure. That's one of the things we do here. We do, this is part of our research and development for our TV show. We look into the topics and we try to find the meat and potatoes, the turkey ball meat and potatoes in this particular example.
Yeah, that good potato.
New York Daily News say top Israeli officials say they may take control of the Gaza Strip. Oh, I'm sorry. We're back at Gaza. Let's look for some news that's a little bit.
Look at this. Italy expels an imam based on anti-Semitic comments.
Now that's an imam. That's one of those electronic moms, the moms online thing.
They're like the holy leaders.
Apple's doing the iMom, and the rest, and then you have the Android imam. I don't know what that is exactly, but so Italy's getting rid of the imams.
Yeah, well, he said, "Oh Allah, count them one by one and kill them to the very last one." He said that in a sermon. He was basically taking the Rosh Hashanah liturgy of the Jewish people and translating it into Arabic or Italian for his congregation, and he just put in Allah, and so they kicked him out for that.
Thank God, because who needs more of these kinds in Italy?
Now, you know how long the Rosh Hashanah services are.
It's ridiculous to even think that they let him in to begin with. The imams and the edads, they have no place in Italy.
This is interesting. So somebody stuck up. Somebody out there with Mussolini. I think. Let me see. Near Venice, somebody went out there and said it is unacceptable for a sermon to be delivered that is clearly anti-Semitic.
God bless them for saying that.
I hope that they didn't get shot for saying something like that.
Well, I
put yourself in
wouldn't
harm's
doubt
way.
it. I wouldn't doubt it. They're rough and they're tough over there. They like to ride around on Vespas.
Oh, Vespas are like little motorcycles or something?
Yeah, you could call it a scooter.
Interesting. So those are but they look nice. They have that like funky, nice looking front.
Very nice. They're very nice. Let's see, what other news do we have that's not specifically on the war?
Oh, look at this. Charaidi newlyweds star in National Geographic photo contest.
Oh, this is the Tu B'Av section, right?
Yes, a Tu B'Av
Tu
section.
B'Av is the.
How's your dating life been before we get into this?
I just want to tell you that I was supposed to go out with a fine honey, and
Blind date?
well, there was a shadchan, there was a matchmaker that called me and sent me her profile, and I saw that this lady, she was blonde, she was a real looker, and I thought
You saw the picture.
I saw the picture and all of the details and everything was just, it really turned me on, and I was already thinking
Marriage.
No, I was already thinking what bagel place to take her to, and
Oh wow, that's like a pretty advanced
it was
stage.
past marriage, much farther than marriage.
Because nobody would treat somebody to a bagel place on a first date. I mean,
Well, you know what? You don't actually go into the bagel place. You can buy a half a dozen in a bag. It's much cheaper.
and then you have breakfast for the next few days.
sit on a
also.
bench somewhere. You have the bagel, find a place to wash, or
Yes.
get the Mazonos bagel. Whatever works. But
Well, the Mazonos, nice. The ones where you don't have to do the beer. That holds me back a lot. You know that.
why should I pay 20 shekels for a bagel with cream cheese when I can pay 11 shekels for a whole thing of cream cheese and then 12 shekels for 6 or 5 bagels in a bag, and there
Well, of
I
course.
have 4 times as much food. I can feed her and myself tomorrow for the same price.
That's class. That's class. You can even invite her.
You can't love
She-
another person until you love yourself. The self-love has to come before any other
And
kind
what
of
expresses
love.
self-love better than cream cheese? Tempty? Was it Tempty?
No, it wasn't. It was another.
Philadelphia?
You know what? I can't.
Oh, come on. You didn't even get cream cheese then.
It was.
You don't tell me it was that French kind of...
It was ski. It was actually not exactly cream cheese. It was
So-
sour cream.
So
But
it wasn't even...
it's cream. You can't get cream cheese. Is very expensive in this
But
country.
you know what you can do? Also,
It's
you can
also
get, you can get cream
OUD.
cheese on one bagel, spread the cream cheese from that bagel onto other bagels too.
Many of us will not eat the Philadelphia cream cheese because it's with chalav akum. It's with Christian milk.
Oh, this
and-
is for our Christian followers.
This is
That
there's a law. There's a halacha in the Torah that says that we have to drink.
you can get kicked out of Italy for saying something like this.
Well, we don't. In Italy, you can have OUD. You can have Christian milk because there's no Jewish cows. But here in Israel, where you have plenty of Jewish cows,
They're Jewish, yeah.
then you can't really get milk from a Christian cow
So Jewish
because
cows are the ones that keep Shabbos,
they're you can tell them because they have payas.
and they've been circumcised.
Absolutely, they usually have a beard or some kind of head covering, and they're shuckling a little bit when you milk
those
them.
are the that's
Those are the Orthodox ones.
So
And then you
those
have
are
the secular Jewish cows, which you really can't tell the difference at all.
But can you still have the secular cow milk?
You don't want their milk. You really don't. But if you have
drink.
to,
I drink a lot of milk from.
well, now the whole world knows that you drink Christian milk, and you're proud of it. And I just hope that your father, who's a big rabbi, much bigger than you, you are a rabbi too.
Dude, you know, like that's just see, now you're
I hope
talking-
he doesn't hear.
Like, well, it's just offensive, you know. Like honestly, so I put on a few pounds, and then you talk about my dad like that. If you can just, honestly, like you know, my dad, he takes off weight a lot. He's been on a diet recently.
Your dad's a big rabbi, and I don't think.
Again. Yeah, if we could just talk about really what's the situation, the matzav, because that's really what we're talking about. And right now, the matzav is Ron, who doesn't drink milk from non-Jews. You're not
Yeah.
supposed to drink a human. Are you allowed to? A human being milk is parv, right?
I don't know if there's a classification of it being parv or what it is, but I don't think we're supposed to. Maybe just a shot, but I don't think I don't see the harm in it
You're supposed to
necessarily.
drink human being milk.
I don't think we're supposed to drink human milk.
But here, so with this bagel place, so did what happened with the date, man? Don't tell me she also saw your picture.
That's what happened. She saw my profile, and then that was the end of that.
That's when the shotgun went too far.
Yeah,
Matchmaker.
I think everybody deserves a first date, and I don't see why I would get neglected like that. It's not right. It's not fair. And if she doesn't want to see me, so you know what? Then it wasn't meant to be, and I don't want to see her either.
Oh yeah, man, yeah. Say it, get it out, man. She doesn't deserve. You don't want to see her.
To hell with her
To hell
if she
with-
doesn't want to
to
be
hell
with
with her.
me.
Is she really cute?
She was fine.
Do you have the name Facebook? Can we Facebook this one?
Oh, I wouldn't.
But I'll tell you.
I wouldn't want to
I'll tell you,
embarrass
Ron.
her.
You know what you do deserve though? You deserve a whole half dozen of bagels. That's what you deserve.
I don't know if that's
too
a
buff.
compliment or if you want to make
It's too
fun of
buff.
me. I'm not sure. I never know where you're really coming from.
I'm coming from love here, man.
But
It's
you know
true
what?
love. It's a holiday of love.
But if you really cared about me and you were full of love, you'd say you deserve to find your woman, not just some bagels, because bagels wear out. And you know what? They're very dry. And how long are you going to be in love with a bagel for? It's not going to last.
You're right. It's really not. It's really not. A good like 4 minutes for me. But but that right there is real love. It's care.
It's not. It's not real love. It's not real love. It's
Everything.
You're
Everything.
just
It gives you
you're
everything.
you're just trying to. It's satisfaction is what it is. It's the feeling of a carb going down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It is really good. It's really good stuff. Well, thank God. But God willing, Ron. God willing, we'll pick up. The whole dating thing, and next thing you know, you're gonna be buying a whole dozen bagels. That's my bracha to you. That's my blessing to you that you should be this coming year. Ron, the news is gonna be that Ron is buying a whole dozen of bagels. A baker's dozen, my man. A baker's dozen. I don't know why bakers are always giving out more bagels.
I don't know. Is that a pat on the back or is it a slap in the face? That's really.
It's a pat on the back, Ron. It's a blessing.
Arutz Sheva reports. This is an op-ed. This is an opinion editorial. Who is Israel's most powerful enemy? ? The West. So there's this guy, and he is a billionaire. He's a kibbutznik, and he's talking about George Soros.
Who's this George Soros?
Soros is also a very, very rich, very, very rich Jewish man. So they're talking back and forth. Spain's most revered writer, Antonio Gala, talking about the war between Israel and Hamas. And there's this guy's opinion. He starts talking about the director of UNESCO, United Nations Cultural Agency, and the guy's name is Federico Zaragoza. And so this guy, Zaragoza, he joins the boycott of the Israeli Jews. They're not boycotting products anymore. They're not just boycotting the territories. Now there's a boycott of the Israeli Jews. So you could see how far the United Nations has come.
Well, I think that the slave trade of the Israeli Jews has to stop anyways.
There's no slave labor of Israeli Jews. You're thinking about the t-shirt shops in Miami? Talking about the t-shirt shops? Those aren't slaves. Those are entrepreneurs, and they actually make a pretty penny over there.
I mean, they figured out a great way to make more money, and that's to not pay taxes. And that right there is a brilliant way to make good money. I mean, I think we all agree on that. I don't understand. There's this wine talk, like this wine thing. Like people, they become so pretentious when they touch wine. I'm just sick of. Like all these people, like he's picturing the lifestyle, wine talk, the taming of the talent. My talent is to be as pretentious as possible.
What was that? Did you just snort?
That's what they do.
They smell the wine. They snort the wine?
So you're not an athlete. Okay. But I don't... These people make the biggest deal about wine. He was new in Israel, quite raw, talking nonstop in the very fast way of his. He gave the impression of being super confident and full of himself. Yeah, that's what people who drink wine do. This is a perfect explanation of Louis Pascoe, who came 17 years ago. However, we were to learn that even though he was not shrinking violet, Pascoe really could make great wine and act pretentiously still.
I guess that was a news article somehow. That had something to do with the news.
Yeah, it does. It's in the J-Post. I mean, another J-Post thing over here is Rivlin. Do you hear about this?
They don't want to investigate him because... Why? Why do they not want to investigate him?
Because he's not Mizrahi, because he's Ashkenazi.
Right. So that right there is enough. It didn't really work for Olmert. He's also Ashkenazi.
Katsav. Well, no, really, let's talk about Katsav. I mean, Olmert's like beyond. Like almost like waving it in front of your face. You know, I mean, this is not. I mean,
No, he's got an appeal going on.
Of course,
He's looking for a way out, and it's not going to be easy for him.
Oh, Gil wrote this thing about. Bill Hoffman wrote about the police. Police source said that the allegations had already been checked. I'm sorry, if we're depending on police for doing the investigative work, there's a problem. I mean, have you seen the Israeli police do investigation work?
Yeah, it starts at the falafel stand.
Yes.
And
they stand there with the pad.
Absolutely.
And what did you say? Okay, person did not pay for falafel.
First they investigate each of the amenity salads, the variety of salads that you can take yourself, because that's usually where you're going to find most of the fingerprints.
Oh, that's where it's equally, of course. I mean, it's for free. You take those good stuff. Oh man, dude, you know what I love? I love that crude. When they give you as much cabbage, the cabbage with the oil, that good cabbage salad, that's when I'm a happy man. If you don't have a salad, a salatine bar, and I call it a salatine bar. There's a big difference between a salatine bar and a salad bar. Okay, a salatine bar does not have as many utensils. It's got more fingers going inside of it. So you take that salatine bar, the croup. You know what I'm talking about with the croup?
Oh, they got the red one and they got the white one.
No, but usually on the bar, the self-take part, it's usually they're gonna have the white one with the oil.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
Oh, dude, and I just loaded up like that. You know, they just keep on loading on top. I'm like, something, hold off on what you're putting inside of it. Put more falafel balls. Try to score an extra ball. That's like 9 balls instead of the usual 8.
You got me salivating.
Oh, I'm salivating myself right now just thinking about Rivlin. Right. What did he do? Do you know the Rivlin story?
Whatever he did, they don't want to investigate it. So
why should we?
Yeah.
Who are we?
I'm not better than them. I'm not going to even pretend I'm better than them. If they don't want to investigate it, either do we.
Oh, look at this. After he was elected, we received information that said he had received money years ago. We checked and found no wrongdoing. I'm telling you, that's why you should never take money for your bar mitzvah, man.
This was from his bar mitzvah. He took a $100 bill from his uncle, Yecheskel, and that was not. Obviously, he didn't pay any taxes on that, and somehow it got deposited in an American account. We don't know the details, but it was a big bar mitzvah, and there was a lot of envelopes being passed around, and that's enough for an investigation if he was Sephardi. If he was a Sepharad,
he would be totally out. Yeah,
he would be out, right? He'd be in jail right now. But
what do you think Katsav was doing? He was eating a lot of pigs in the blankets with these girls, and that's why he got caught.
I'm trying to decipher the code, and I don't like where my thinking is going on.
Oh, no, there's no code there. I'm just saying like that. Bar mitzvah food, my man. If you like good bar mitzvah, I'm a big fan of bar mitzvah platters. I love the baby corns.
The baby corns, but sometimes they pickle them. I'm not crazy about pickled baby corns. If they're pickled, why pickle them? There's other things that are better to pickle.
Well, yeah, of course, and that's probably where he went wrong. That's probably why they're attacking.
My rabbi loves pickled green tomatoes, the little ones.
Not a big fan.
That's his favorite thing in the whole world.
I knew they were making them for somebody.
Yeah, no, if you want to get a blessing, bring him a green pickled tomato.
Which rabbi? What's his name?
You know what? Let's not go there right now.
Because we can bring him green. People will know to go get blessings.
Let's do it. Let's just call him Rabbi
Ron's
Olive. Rabbi Olive. And we don't want to get.
Is he also running for government? Is that why?
No. Is
that his?
He's 110% involved in outreach. He doesn't do any kind of politics at all, except for, of course, at home with the wife. But that's between them all.
Imagine how many bagels he's buying every day.
Oh, lots. 3 plane loads of Ukrainian Jews expected in coming weeks.
Hey,
planes,
finally.
Yeah, birthright from Ukraine. Planes.
All it takes is a tax from other countries, and instead of pushing this whole birthright thing, we should be pushing other countries to attack Jews in their country, and we will have more people making Aliyah.
That's genius. So you're saying if we could only fund the Nazi party in Germany a little bit, we could get Aliyah to really pick up in this country, at least for German Jews.
Yeah, as long as Britain's not involved, we can do a lot of great with that. You see what I'm saying? Do you see the point? If we get, let's say, any party, let's say something more anti-Semitism in Germany, more Russians will then move to Israel.
Wow. I think, you know what? I think we've covered the gambit in this show.
I think we did.
We've covered all the bait. We're coming home now. Now that we're talking about Jews coming, how to get the Jews to Israel by supporting anti-Jewish elements out there, we're coming around the bases. And we got a couple more. We got a couple more stories that we're gonna let out of the bag here, that don't have anything to do with the war. Let's just start with Hillary.
Hillary, what's going on with Hillary?
She's blasting world reaction over Gaza. All of a sudden, she's Israel's best friend. She's so much now against she wants to be president, and she knows that that's what it's going to take to get her in office. Cushing the Jewish tuchus in America is going to get her the White House.
Is that really? Yeah, that's really what it is?
That's what turned the White House into the Black House. And now
there's just this is the part of the show where Rod gives his racist comments.
There's nothing racist about calling Obama black, okay?
But focusing on that.
You got to call a spade a spade.
You don't have to call anything. I'm sorry, you do not have to say anything.
I'm not trying to discriminate. I think black people are beautiful. I love the culture of black people. I love the music, black music. Black food, I'm not that crazy about black food. I never was big on chitlins and Black Eyed Peas. But fashion, black fashion, I think is great. Black movies, awesome, some of them. You know, like that one with Durango. Django.
Okay.
Yeah. Beautiful movie, but let's face it.
Whatever Ron just said, I haven't been listening, so don't take it. Don't take it like I agree with
this. This is
stuff.
not a disclaimer. We're talking about Obama. He does not represent the ideals of today's black population in America. Most of the black people in America are very sorry that they elected him, and they regret the fact that they voted for him just because he's black. He's not even black. He's an Arab.
I hope people that
Hussein is his middle name. Okay, is Barack Hussein. He's
is it his middle name?
Yes, Hussein is his middle name. You didn't know that?
Yeah. But here it goes. This is the whole thing with the black community of America, and a lot of it. I think it's they've come, I believe, a long way as to not view Jews as the enemy. And that's the positive.
Except for in Miami. Have you heard about this? A Miami rabbi shot dead on his way to synagogue?
Oh yeah, I take that back.
Yeah. No, they could be Baruch Dan Emes. It could be that they were Spanish. They don't know. They just say there was two of them. Two people shot down a Miami rabbi and then rode away on their bicycles.
So they were Hispanic.
It could be that they were Hispanic.
I don't mean to be racist there. I mean, it's not. I mean, like, I feel bad. Like, this whole thing is very sad.
It's very sad. It's very sad.
But if they were bikes, come on.
Probably not black.
Wait, what happened? What happened on
that? He was gunned down. He was attacked. Rabbi Roxon, 60 years old, attacked by two men in the street. It was Shabbos, right? He was on his way to shul, or he was on his way home. But Miami, North Miami.
I'll tell you, Ron, just on a positive note, is he okay?
He's dead.
How long ago was this?
This happened in the past 48 hours.
Yeah. This is like one of those, was it a hate crime again?
They don't want to call it a hate anti-Semitic crime yet, but what do you think?
It was either
dressed in his Shabbos clothes.
Who were walking. They got very frustrated.
They've done drive-bys, and Miami's famous for drive-by shootings.
Yeah. Do they just do it for fun out there? You were from the Florida area?
Sick criminal culture out there that have done this before for fun, but I don't believe this was just a pastime.
Maybe it was a gang thing.
Yeah, no, I think this was an anti-Jewish hit. But there's a lot that we're gonna hear about this.
I mean, the only see, there we go. That's the whole Aliyah thingy right there.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. If
Here
that
we go.
happened like every day, like 50, 60 times a
We would say,
day,
please don't do it here.
no more Jews in Miami. And you're talking about over 1 million Jews in South Florida.
There aren't 1 million Jews in South Florida.
Absolutely.
Not 1 million. That is
A
such
million,
a false number.
No, it's not.
Give me the number. You
I
can't
counted
count every
them.
New Yorker.
I
You cannot include every New Yorker.
In the winter, you can. Why would you call them a New Yorker if they're spending their entire winter in Miami?
Oh, please. They're New
They're
Yorkers.
Miamians that spend time in New York sometimes in the summer.
No, I'm sorry. That
Have you
is
heard
messed
about
up.
this? South Korea is now interested in the Iron Dome. Have you heard about this? They want. This is Times of Israel's reporting. South Korea, the head of Rafael. Rafael is the company, that builds this Iron Dome. They're now talking to South Korea. South Korea wants to buy some of these, and they are talking about selling them there. The manufacturer, the Advanced Defense System, told Israel's Army radio that the system's high success rate had piqued foreign interest. What do you think South Korea wants to use it for? Huh, David?
I guess to
Stir fry. You turn one of these Iron Domes upside down, and you can make the world's largest stir fry.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Dim sum. Dim sum. What are they called? Dip soup.
I don't even know.
Whatever it's called. Those, I'm telling you, those Oriental
I liked your
people.
idea for the personal Iron Dome. I like
Well,
that.
that wasn't
What was
my
that
idea. That wasn't my idea. That's something that they've come up with. You know how the technology becomes smaller and smaller, so now they have the Iron Dome helmet, which a person would put on and set to external and internal. It would shoot spit wads and tiny little pebbles at people, let's say, that were talking too close to you or had body odor. And at the same time, they could also shoot inward, different chemicals, or if you needed hormones or...
Patent.
Well, yeah.
That's a patent.
Yeah.
Here, this is nice news. So, we're thinking about how do we bring Jews together? How do we bring people together? Leo Bensky unites Jewish communities through sports. That's what the Maccabi World Union does. They unite Jews through sports. And that's a great thing about sports. Even if people are extremely unathletic, sports can bring people together. Isn't that beautiful? And then just top it all off on the sports front, Israel's Davis Cup they tie against Argentina. They tie. We tied.
Well, that's good? The tying is good?
Tying is great for Israel. It means that they didn't get disqualified.
Wow.
They had a playoff. It was a playoff tie.
And I was just gonna bring up regular stories, but you went sports on us.
Well, it goes like, look, concerns. This is concerns arising. This is what the ITF, the Israeli Tennis Federation, said, and this is great. The playoff will not be held in Tel Aviv due to concerns arising from military conflict between Israel, Hamas. Israel, Hamas. So there we go. Israel makes it, and in order to show solidarity with Israel, they will not be playing in Israel. Beautiful. Beautiful.
That's warm, heartwarming.
Yeah.
You didn't say anything about Israeli tennis, which is actually in the news, or
that's what I said.
The Euro playoffs. This was about tennis.
Yeah, I said
this
tennis.
Is Glushko. She's number 99 in the world.
Who's Gushko? I'm talking about the doubles team.
Oh, but who's that pair?
Andy Ram and Yoni Erlich.
Ram and Erlich.
They made it, man.
Wow.
That's a good thing. It shows that Israel is again on the map of some tennis. Isn't that beautiful?
Well, I think that's just a perfect way to round out a show, to show the beauty of how Israeli Jewish sports balances against the contrast of a world that hates Jewish people.
It's beautiful, right? It brings people together
it's
outside
a beautiful
of Israel,
contrast.
and it spreads the understanding that you should not have any events in Israel that are international. Beautiful.
And the way you bring it out in commentary, it's poetry.
And it is, and it's showing solidarity with the whole, and that's really what the show is about today. It's about how you can do a positive boycott of Israel.
And that's the week in review. For Jerusalem News TV, my name is Ronnie Isaiah. I'm your host, and our co-host David Kilimnick. We wish you a sweet week, a good week, a healthy week, a happy week.
Had a short week.
Had a short week. Well said.
I mean, Ron, should be blessed. Tu B'Av Sameach, my man. Tu B'Av Sameach.
To you
should
too.
last for a while.
To you too, my friend.
We should have more women running around in white dresses.